Fight fans, it is time for Boxing Scene's top stories here on ProBox TV, your boxing channel. I am George DeMatteis. I'd like to remind you that we have the ranking show out, our long-form content about what's going on at 154, and you can listen to top stories on audio form where podcasts are available. I am joined by the champions to talk about what's going on at 154 with Terence Crawford. It's Chris Algieri and Paulie Malignaggi here on Top Stories. Well, everyone is wondering what's going to happen at 154, especially with Terence Crawford essentially kind of holding all the cards. He does have a WBO mandatory against WBO champion Sebastian Fundora. If Fundora doesn't fight Crawford by the end of the year, there's a chance the WBO could strip him of that belt. But Turki Al-Sheikh wants Terence Crawford to fight Virgil Ortiz, most likely in February. All right, Paulie, so what should Terence Crawford do?
Honestly, he's got the world is his oyster, man. Terence Crawford can probably do what he wants here. You know, he's undefeated. He's a pound-for-pound top fighter. And, it's going to come down to really whatever he wants to do. I tell you, I would have preferred him and Fundora and let Ortiz and Bohachuk rematch each other. I think that's the better combination of events. But it seems like Turki Al-Sheikh is a bit smitten with Crawford. And he's a bit smitten with Virgil Ortiz, regardless of whatever else is going on in boxing, whatever else might be better in that department. So I guess he's obsessed with this matchup. So that's probably the way it's going to go, honestly, because if it's what Turki Al-Sheikh wants, because I don't think anybody's going to get into any bidding wars there. Will force anything else to push the other, give any sort of pushback, shall we say, for what Turki Al-Sheikh wants. I don't think it's the best matchups to be made boxing-wise, but of course, who's going to complain, right? I mean, you get Crawford and Virgil Ortiz. It's still a very interesting fight. It's still a very good fight. But like I said, I mean, there's a good part of the population that doesn't even think Ortiz beat Crawford. Beat Bohachuk. Now you're going to put him in with Crawford? I don't know.
Yeah, Chris, what do you think? What should Crawford do?
I mean, just like Champ said, Crawford can do whatever he wants. He's in the driver's seat. He has all the control in terms of what he wants to do. But it seems to me that if it's not making dollars, it don't make sense for Terence Crawford. He's looking for big-time money. That's why he wanted the Canelo fight. That was a big status fight. That was a big legacy fight, and that was obviously a mega payday. I don't know if he's interested in doing the long-form route like he used to in the lower weight classes where he's going to go around and collect all the belts. I think he's going to look for the biggest payouts possible. And if that's the case, we're looking at Virgil Ortiz because Turki Al-Sheikh seems to have that in his head that that's going to be the best fight to make right now. And he's willing to take out the checkbook to make that fight possible. And Virgil Ortiz is not going to pass up that opportunity. Robert Garcia already went on record saying that he wants to go right to Crawford. And Crawford, like I said, he's gonna be looking for the biggest payday possible. And if it's so happens to be Virgil Ortiz, there it is. I think Crawford has shown in the past he's willing to fight absolutely anyone that is in and around his weight class. But at this point of his career, he's looking for dollars. He's looking for big money. So whichever fight is going to make him the most money is probably the route that he's going to choose.
Yeah, the dollar's always talking when it comes to boxing and those big fights. By the way, check out the ranking show on the ProBox TV, the YouTube channel, that long-form content to get the best information and a great chat about what's going on at 154. All right, champs, Paulie and Chris, thanks for your time here on Top Stories. And we'd like to remind you to scan that QR code. And don't forget, the best live fight series in boxing is Wednesday night fights here on ProBox TV. We have another one coming up August 21st. I'm George DeMatteis. Thank you for watching Boxing Scenes Top Stories.
Wednesday Night Fights.
Dynamite action on Wednesday Night Fights every other Wednesday on your boxing channel.
Coming up on your next Wednesday Night Fights, August 21st. Former Unified World Champion Swift Jarrett Hurd takes on former Unified World Champion Jason Banana Rosario. Live from the ProBox Event Center in Plant City. Get your tickets at proboxtv.com or take your chances at the door. Wednesday Night Fights.
For more ProBox TV, scan the QR code on the screen or go to the App Store and Google Play. ProBox TV, your boxing channel.